I'd like to do an overview of the Century Arms PW87 12 gauge lever action shotgun. What this gun is a copy of the Winchester 1887 shotgun, which was a lever action designed by John Brown. These versions are made in China. It's pretty simple, pretty basic gun with a plain checkered stock or butt plate that is wood, it's not rubber. This one here has a 19-inch barrel, 5-shot tubular magazine, 19-inch barrel, and it's got a little bead on the front sight, a little brass bead, and that's it. How this gun works is kind of a rolling block action, lever action. You push down in here, load the tube magazine up in here, and close it. It's got a hammer that you can just about barely get your finger on. Right in here, this hammer. Now the only safety that this gun has is while holding this hammer, you have to pull the trigger and drop it down into like a safety sear position. It's not really a half-cock notch, okay? And then it locks the gun up. It won't do anything. But you can't pull this back without depressing on the trigger to get it back to the position to fire. Which, there we go. I really don't like that too much. That's probably the way the old design was, but not very safe. I bought this gun just for, basically, they call it like a novelty shotgun. Just basically for the hell of it. It's an interesting design. I like to study the design. It's a pretty close copy of the original. Actually, it's more a version of the 1901 version than the actual 1887 version. I guess there was a modification of this shotgun. But it's popular with cowboy action shooters. You know, like I said, a little stiff to work. And if you want, I'll zoom in, take a look at the action. See that big, it's like a rolling block hammer or something. Comes down. The action's a little stiff, but when I got this gun, I just took it out to the range, wiped the bore out, it was packed in grease, wiped out the bore a little bit, and fired some double-aught buckshot and 12 gauge slugs. It does have a 2 3/4 inch chamber, so this will not handle Magnum cartridges. The gun was a little, it was packed in grease, a little rough. When I got home after I shot it, I cleaned out took it apart, cleaned the insides out real good. There's a lot of grime and dirt in there. They're not expensive. You can find them. Century Arms is the one that imports them under the name of the PW87 or 87. I'm sorry, PW87. As far as it's shot, like with any shotgun, you really don't know with a shotgun until you fire the ammo from different companies like Winchester, Federal, or Remington. And I put some couple different buckshot loads in here. The Winchester load shot pattern the best. I tried firing some slugs, some Remington, just plain old deer slugs, and the slug shot either high or low or something. They were really way off point of aim. For some reason, this gun didn't like the particular type of slug. I read a couple reviews from different gun writers about this gun, and they basically all come up with the same thing I did. One guy said the action's a little rough, but it kind of smooths out after a few hundred rounds, wears in. And I noticed that when I did it, I'd have to go, I'd cycle the action, and then like this shotgun shell comes straight up mouth, and it would get stuck. It wouldn't come out, and I'd have to give this tap like this, and it would send the shell clear of the gun. You know, the machining is for what you're paying for. I think I paid around $300, a little, you know, somewhere around there for it. I forget right offhand, but machining isn't terrible, okay, but then again, it's not a fine grade A gun either, you know. Works good. I wouldn't, it's nice and light, handy. It's pretty neat to fire. We're going to do a video where I'll run some ammunition through this, different types. I'm kind of tempted to use it as a defense gun, but I wouldn't, because I don't like this safety thing here with the little hammer down in there. We'll take another look at that. That's really hard to get your finger on that hammer, you know, right in here, and you gotta press the trigger and try to get it. See, I didn't get it there. I don't, you know, this is something that I would not, and then you gotta press on a hammer to get it back to the firing position. Okay, this is something, I don't like this old-fashioned design, and it wouldn't be good as a defense type of gun. An H70, Remington, or Mossberg 500 pump would be a lot better choice. I mean, it's a neat gun, but the design and just the quality isn't there for me to trust my life with it, put it that way. But it's a neat little gun, and they call it a novelty gun. Something a little unusual, go shoot, fun to shoot, something to fool with. A nice study of an old design of shotgun. Now there are several other makers. You can get these with longer barrels, 26-inch barrels. I don't know if they're made by the Chinese. I know Cimarron Arms has some with longer barrel and choke tubes. I don't know who makes them, but then they get up into the $1,000 plus range. So, you know, this little tiny riot gun style one was pretty nice for the money and a lot of fun to shoot. And I will make I'll make a video when I go out to the range and do some test firing with it.